much. Our first speaker today is Blaine Coleman.
We demand boycott against Israel because Israel has been massacring Palestinians for all the years we have come in here. We have been coming to this city council since June 2002 demanding boycott against Israel, demanding a public hearing for the boycott resolution against Israel. For all of those 16 years, this city council has thrown its weight behind smothering that resolution. For 16 bloody years, this city council has refused to even allow its own citizens in Ann Arbor a public hearing on any resolution to boycott Israel. So we say, boycott Israel. And City Council member Chuck Warpahosky has even made a bloody promise to not support any resolution critical of Israel. Imagine what a racist promise that is. Warpahosky has promised not to support any resolution critical of Israel unless impossible preconditions are met. This is racism, in my opinion. And this city council has proven, in my opinion, that it's racist to the bone against Palestinians, and this city council needs to change that. This city council needs to allow a public hearing to its own citizens on the resolution to boycott Israel. Israel just murdered this nurse, this paramedic, Razan al-Najjar, who was wearing her white nurse's uniform 3 days ago. Israel has shot down thousands of unarmed human rights marchers in the last couple of months. So we say, boycott Israel, 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 boycott Israel. Do you hear us, City Council? Do you hear us? Will you allow us a public hearing on the resolution to boycott Israel? Do you hear us? Boycott Israel, 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 boycott Israel.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Mojan Savabasafani.
You mispronounce my name every time, but that's okay. You
My apologies.
worse things than that. You don't allow anybody to get together and talk about crimes of Israel. Mr. Mayor, it must be difficult for you to stand against gun violence in the United States, but completely and continuously ignore massacre of Palestinian people by gun violence that Israel inflicts on them every year, every day. It must be hard for you. You must feel very conflicted about it. I would like to hear about that. How do you feel when you stand against gun violence but say nothing about people of Palestine, people of Gaza, young people who are murdered by Israel every day? How does it feel, Mr. Mayor, to be silent at the time of a genocide, yet say that you are against gun violence? There is a big problem here. I hope everybody sees this just as I do. Israel is a racist state fully supported by the United States. United States can pull the plug on Israel and it will be no more. 10 million a day out of our taxes goes to the slaughter of innocent people who all they want to do is go back to their homes. That's all they want to do. They cherish their homes just like you do. They'd like to renovate it just like you do. They're humans just like you. And it's a shame that you don't see it. And it's a shame that you support Israel that destroys their homes, kills their children, and ruins their lives. And it's a shame that you can't even talk about it. The world is talking about it. There is a global boycott, divestment, and sanction movement against Israel, yet you sit quietly and say not a word as Israel massacres people. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. How do you live with yourselves? How? Chuck, how do you live with yourself? How do you live with yourselves? Look at this child. Everything she had was bandages, and they shot her in the chest, happily. They killed her. How would you feel if this was your daughter, whom you had raised with tears, every day tried to save her from bullets of those killers? How would you feel if this was your daughter? How would you feel, Mr. Mayor? Chris, how do you feel? How do you feel standing here against gun violence and just staring at me and at the end saying, thank you, ma'am?
Thank you.